One distributor of JK two-wheeler tires in South India. And they're off, the young riders, for the formation lap. Sachin Chaudhary leading the pack, P1, Sai Rahil, P2, and Joseph Matthews, already sewn up the championship, will be on P3. Quickly talking about how the points table looks for these young drivers. 64 points for Joseph Matthew already, the young man from Chennai. All the riders get a Suzuki bike. Sachin Chaudhary with 39 tied second. Coming down on the straight from corner 3 to corner 4. Joseph Matthews right at the top with Sai Rahil. And we see a crash straight away. We've seen someone slip. That's Mohammad Shafeen, who starts from P31, who's lost his balance. There he is, Shafeen. He's okay. He's given the thumbs up, so that's always good news. May have crashed out, but he's not caused himself any serious damage. Let's see what happened there. Coming in on the turn, it was one of those fast turns. Just got stuck in it. Kumar Deshgaurav doing very well to avoid any collision. Well, we saw Joseph Matthews there as well, bike number 15 right next to him, although Matthews was on his bike, but it was Mohammad Shafeen who crashes out. Still have an opportunity though, but I think he's given the thumbs up already to the marshals and the stewards who came up to help him. Celebrating 20 years of JK National Racing Championship. So now coming onto that straight where the start finish line is. It's Sachin Chaudhary who leads, followed by Sai Rahil. Sanjeev Matre has moved up to third. Lal Mavi Bhuya in fourth.
Just had a feeling there that bike number 13 just had a breakaway. That was Mew Nakarara. I wonder if he's actually made the break early on. We'll have to wait and watch.
Had a great race yesterday as well, did Nakahara, but ended up crashing in the final corner of the final lap. That's how Sachin got the top position on the podium. He continues to lead the race. There's not much difference between him and Sai Rahil. Lap number 2 in progress out of the 6 in this Jigsaw Cup. Although the championship has already been sealed and sewn up by Joseph Matthew, the lad from Chennai. Sachin Chaudhary has still a lot to fight for. He's tied on points 39 with Malsaum Donglia of Iceball.
That's quite a tongue twister, isn't it, Karthik? Malswam Dongliana is quite a character. But remember, Sachin Chaudhary, you look back at what he's achieved over the last 12 to 24 months, you look back at what he did in the... he was the first Indian to actually have made it through from the Red Bull Railroad to Rookie Cup Challenge that he won last year. So he's in fact the man who started this race on pole position as well.
Right on that corner, it's Sai Rahil who's overtaken Sachin Chaudhary, bike number 23, in fact 32. Sai Rail, he's now at the top, very closely followed by Sachin Chaudhary. We saw that yesterday as well, a bunch of 5 to 6 riders move ahead of the pack, and then in the final lap or two, final corner or two, is when they start making those maneuvers, start making those tactical changes, try and come ahead. Remember, all the bikes are the same, all Suzuki bikes, and it's all down to the rider skills in this Gixxer Cup. It's a massive gap between the front pack, the middle pack, and now you see the back pack coming in on that fast curve from corner 10 onto 11 and then 12.
Joseph Matthew, of course, you're talking about him earlier, the lad from Chennai, and exceedingly well, 64 points in the kitty for him, pretty much sewn up the title. Sachin Chaudhary was very disappointed when I was speaking to him before the start of this race. He said, I don't know, what do I say, मैं क्या कहूँ, क्या बोलूँ, pole position को तो शुरू कर रहा हूँ, but there's no way in which I can go on and win the championship. That's what I came here for.
Well, certainly it will be a big disappointment for him not getting that top honor, but there's always next season for him to come back. Another lap there coming to an end. Sachin Chaudhary right at the top, well ahead, and he's got the company of
Nakahara's there as well in the fray. Nakahara's just slipped down to third. It is Sachin Chaudhary on bike number 3 who's in the lead. Look at the mid-pack and the trailers in this race. It's a race that's bunched up into probably 3 parts, Karthik. Up front, of course, you've got a fantastic run from Sachin Chaudhary. Sai Rahil Shetty, of course, is running second. Nakahara, the Japanese rider, is doing exceedingly well. She's third at the moment.
She's done a terrific job. Started from P25, did Miyu Nakahara. I think she had a great race yesterday till she crashed out in the final corner of the final lap. But till then, she had put Joseph Matthews, Sai Rahil and Sachin Chaudhary under immense pressure, as it looks like she's now taken the lead as the girl from Japan, Nakahara, coming on to that corner number 4 after that straight.
You know, what was interesting to see was how she broke formation early, took the outside line, but that leaves the inside window open, and I get a feeling that Sai Rahil might look to make a move there. We will see as the bikers come out of the corner whether Sai Rahil has actually taken the lead, because I thought he'd broken early from the pack. A lot of times you find bikers sticking to a racing line and then see which one is going to go for the break, take the outside corner. If you're cutting in towards the left, you're breaking your momentum early. If you're cutting on the inside line too early, the more you take the outside line, you're carrying the momentum into the hyperbole, and then you run the risk of braking too hard on the second corner if it's a chicane.
Right, that's something that these young riders will master as they grow in their careers. At the moment, it is Nakahara along with Sachin and Sai Rahil leading the pack. There she is, Nakahara. She's got Sachin and Sai Rahil hot on her heels. Well, once again, excellent to see young riders from across the world, the likes of Philippines, Nepal, Japan, as JK National Racing celebrates 20 years of providing these youngsters a platform to get onto the world stage.
Yes, absolutely. Lots of people tweeting in as well with their comments and appreciation. 20 years and it's still going strong. And this championship has just seen so much transformation, Karthike, over the last 2 decades. It's just grown. Again, highlighting the fact that JK Tyre thinks a whole lot about the bikers and riders. Every year they're trying to do something new, maybe upgrade the car, upgrade the technology, add new categories. We've seen the super bikes added on, the single make two-wheeler category, the Suzuki Gixxer Cup being added on to the National Championship as well.
There's always an added motivation there for these young riders when they see things like that happening. They always see that you know, the organisers are taking extra steps to make sure that something like that happens for these youngsters. In the meantime, it's Miyu Nakahara who crossed the start-finish line in first position, Sachin dropping down to second and Sai Rahil on to third. But it's that kind of a race that every corner you see the lead and the second, third position being exchanged between these three. That was Lal Mavi Puya, bike number 23, and your screen has just taken that corner number 3. This is where we saw yesterday as well with Miu Nakahara breaking away from the rest. But in the end, when you come down to corner 4, that's where your timing of your braking and the perfection will come into play.
And what is really heartening to see, Karthik, is some of these young female bikers giving the boys a run for their money as the crowd looks on. Sanjeev Mhatre is also joined in the fray in the top 4. He's getting into the scheme of things as well.
Well, we've got another Japanese running in the top 10. That's Sakurai, Mei Sakurai. But at the moment, it is Nakahara ahead of the boys. While she's got good competition from Sachin Chaudhary and Sai Rahil as they go down through towards that chicane.
Karthik, the top 4 bikers are within a second of each other. Nakahara, of course, is right there in the pack. There's Sachin Chaudhary, there's Rahil, there is Sanjeev Mhatre as well. More tweets coming in. It has a new name, Indian Motorsports, and it's all thanks to JK Tyre. Absolutely right. I couldn't agree with you more there.
Well, so we're in lap number 4 of the 6 in this race, and it's still the back galleries there, the grandstand absolutely packed to the rafters. All of these fans enjoying an excellent day of motorsports thanks to the JK Tyre FMSCI National Racing Championship 2017, the last day of the championship. And still, it is the top 4 who continue to lead the pack. They're broken away from the middle pack. I think will be down to that last corner, and whoever holds on to their nerves at the very last moment. There's a dive in now in the corner number 16, lap number 4, and it's once again the 4. Nakahara, Sachin Chaudhary, Sai Rahil, and Sanjeev Mhatre once again on the straight, crossing through the grid. It's Sai Rahil with the lead, followed by Sachin, and then they've got Nakahara right behind her with Sanjeev Mhatre in 4th right now as the penultimate lap begins.
And remember, there's also a change in positions. In 5th spot is Sakurai, the Japanese rider, is making her way up steadily in the pack. Was 7th or 8th at one point of time, just a lap and a half ago, has moved up to 5th. Still just off the pace from the top 4, but the gap is narrowing. Wonder if there's enough time left to get within a second of the race leader. But Rahil really does need to keep his nerve going.
There is a gap about 5.5 seconds between the race leader and Sakurai. Japanese riders moved into the 5th spot, and when you all have the same bikes, I think a gap of 5.5 seconds could prove to be a big challenge to overcome. But at the top, it is the 3 now who've broken away.
Yes, it's Sanjeev Mhatre who's fallen off the pace, almost 2 seconds or a second and a half behind the race leader. Geeta tweeting in, saying mastery over speed. That's the art, and that's what the JK Tyre National Racing Champions know. But of course they do, no two ways about it. The need for speed to put the pedal to the metal, that's what these guys have done. And I should be more gender specific and gender neutral. Not just the guys, even the girls on the racetrack have done.
And they are the best at it in this country. In the meantime, it is Sachin once again regaining lead. From the outside comes Sai Rahil. Nakahara there as well. So these are the top 3 fighting it out. We saw very similar end to the race with instead of Sanjeev Mhatre, it was Joseph Matthew along with Nakahara and Sachin Chaudhary, Sai Rahil fighting out for top honours.
You know, what's exciting to see is that it's a packed grid. You've got a packed grid going in to this particular race. The crowd looking on, enjoying the race action as it's unfolding. Yes, it's time to take those pictures as well.
Well, your age doesn't matter as long as the moment you see yourself on the giant screen, there's a massive grin on everyone's face. Now the tussle in the middle of the pack continues while the top 4 have broken away. In fact, I have to say It's the top three who've broken away, with Sanjeev Matre falling a little behind. Sachin Chaudhary there in the lead. Is closely followed there by Sai Rahil, and Sai Rahil has got Nakahara on his heels as she tries to take the inside line, coming in on the penultimate lap, the final corner, and I think she's done a good job there to overtake Sai Rahil as Nakahara. That was the corner where she made the error yesterday. I'm sure she will be very, very careful today as well. Now she comes on the outside, does Nakahara. There's a bit of a problem there, looks for Sachin. He's lost his top spot, moves up to third, with Sai Rahil coming in at number 2. It's Nakahara now, the girl from Japan, leading the race in the Jigsaw Cup. And we're into the final lap.
Sachin Chaudhary, remember, had clocked a very good lap time in the previous lap, where he clocked 2 minutes 53.477. But I just had a feeling that he went off the pace the moment he started the final lap, because Nakahara was very close on his heels.
Maybe just trying to repeat what he did yesterday, because we saw he was happy with the second or the third position yesterday, and then in the final corner is where he made his move and then got that lead. Now they're on that straight from corner 3 up till corner 4, a bit of elevation there as well. It's one of those circuits where you got about 14 meters of elevation from the lowest till the highest point. And this is the stretch where they can push their machines right till the extreme.
And you know, it's a long straight. This is the longest straight on the racetrack, coming out of C4 going into C5. You're going against a whole lot of wind pressure, especially for the bikers. And that's the reason why you'll find a lot of times bikers choose not to take the lead on the straight, but go behind the race leader to try and use the slipstream, that little pocket of vacuum that you can get behind the race leader, and then try and, you know, literally catapult yourself out of the corner and slip into the lead. That's exactly what's happening here.
Nakahara losing out on her top spot, with Sai Rahil and Sachin Chaudhary giving her a good run for the money. And now this is the final few corners remaining. Which of these riders will come trump? At the moment, it is Sai Rahil leading the pack, with Nakahara in second, and she's shoulder to shoulder with Sachin Chaudhary at the moment. This is going to be a very, very thrilling finish. Final lap underway. This is the time for these young riders to make those final moves, make those maneuvers, and get to the checkered flag first.
They're enjoying themselves, having a nice Sunday in the grandstand. They've got the best seat in the house, right at the start-finish line, watching the racers go by. Can Rahil hold on bike number 32? He's being challenged now by Sachin Chaudhary. Will he be able to hold on? There's Nakahara in the mix as well, trying to just sneak past the front two.
And now that's the final corner. This is where it all comes down to, and it seems that Sachin Chaudhary has held on to his line. As he now coming on the inside with the checkered flag is